Hi, this is Joydeep Mukherjee on behalf of Rev Sports, and it's time to reflect on what India could have done better in this test match. Let's start on the first day morning. India didn't bat well, and it's 92 odd for 5. It's Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja. They resurrected the innings, took them to a position of strength, but it could have been even better. So the Indian batting is still a bit of an issue. We know people like Shreyas Iyer, Hanuma Vihari, Shubman Gill. Virat hasn't been in the sort of form that we are used to seeing him. So having said that, the batting is not as strong as we are normally used to seeing the Indian Test team. So the first innings batting was over. Then we had them at 100 odd for 5. But then again, we could not get the job done. And our bowling looked more potent than their bowling did in the first innings. So Shami, Bumrah, Siraj and Shardul should have polished off that first innings of England's much quicker than they did. That lingered on and lingered on and lingered on, and they got some useful runs at the back end, which ultimately got the lead much less. Okay, on to India's batting now. India goes into bat in the second innings. They're in a position of strength. It's on the fourth morning that they really lost it for me, because the fourth morning, Pujara batting on 50 odd, and a lot of batting to come. We batted loose, they bowled the bouncer trap, we succumbed to that, and in the process, what the lead that should have been 450, 500 ultimately became 300 and whatever. And also, we gave them too much of time. Ultimately, they won the game before lunch on the fifth day, so time was not an issue. But when you give a target, there are two things always in mind. One is the number of runs you're supposed to get, and the other one is the time that you have. So ideally, there should have been a declaration from India after their second innings, say, okay, we are going to give you this much for this much. And they would have gone for it. England would have, because that's the brand of cricket they're playing, and they're 2-1 down in the series. So they would have had to go for it. Even if it's 450 and 90 overs, they would have to go for it, because they'd rather lose 3-1, but they want to give themselves a chance of making it 2-2. That's a brand of cricket Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum want to play. It's evident. So coming to the England batting now, again, we had them on the ropes, 3 down quickly, but the way Jonny Bairstow and Joe Root counter-attacked, and I have to put Jonny Bairstow ahead of Joe Root in this, because it's because of his style of batting, it became so much easier for Joe Root, because, you know, now everybody was worried about Jonny Bairstow, everybody was worried about how we're going to keep him quiet, how we're going to keep him out, and on the other end, Joe Root just made merry. He just got balls to hit, he just played second fiddle, smart as he is. He knew there's a very special play in the form of his life, and we need to, as a team in England, needs to make hay while the sun shines, and the sun is definitely shining for Jonny Bairstow. And how good he was, just the quality of the shots, you know, the bowling, yes, it was in disarray, but having said that, when you come under the pump, bowling can get into disarray, and that can happen because of the quality of the batsman. Now we can always say that, okay, the Indian bowlers weren't good enough. Why weren't they good enough? What's the question? The reason they weren't good enough is because this guy's skill set was so good that they were making you look ordinary. And having said that, the fielding, there were fielding lapses, one from Vihari, you know, that should have been caught. It didn't work out. And also the field placements at the time, when under the pump, India looked a bit lost. It's a new captain, is on his first test match, and as a team, didn't have any answers for it. Even Shami, Bumrah, as good as they are, they were looking a little bit out of sorts, and that can happen when you are in a tight corner.